Welcome to Research Business Daily Report, made possible by our exclusive community at Patreon.com. Are you a regular viewer of our video series? Well, we'd like to encourage you to visit Patreon.com/RBDR, and we'll tell you why if you stick with us through the end of today's video. I'm Bob Lederer. If you're a big proponent of mobile phone research, and you have been or have had plans to install it as a major portion of your research efforts and offerings, well, be aware that consumers may be about to throw a small but potentially damaging monkey wrench in your plans. There's a report from the UK from Ofcom that says that the purchase of dumb phones, in other words, retro-style handsets without smart technology, which means no internet connectivity, are actually on the rise. Now, it's only being reported so far in the UK, but if it spreads through Europe and other sectors of the industrial world, well, the repercussions clearly on research would be enormously dramatic. And I bring this to your attention because sales of handsets without internet connectivity, and also something that in the minds of some mobile users is offering them a respite from the relentless onslaught of the digital world, well, those rose by 5% last year. That's 450 million units around the globe. Now, I want to emphasize that this is not, at least so far, an actual trend, but it's a minute shift, maybe a temporary one, maybe not, and it's coming from a corner of the world that also highly prizes personal privacy. Counterpoint Research says the global smartphone market grew 2% last year, and that's a total of 1.6 billion devices. But, interestingly, in the fourth quarter, they say that smartphone purchases around the world dropped by 5%. 78% of the British public told Ofcom that they believe they can't live without their smartphones, but at the same time, 40% of the people in that survey said they feel they spend too much time on their smartphones. And that is presented as a partial explanation for the shift to dumb phones, which are also significantly less costly than the smartphones that they are replacing. But there's another angle to this. Some consumers are not downshifting to dumb phones, but they're downshifting what they actually do on their smartphones. In bad news for researchers, there are new smartphone apps that are being downloaded by smartphone users, and it shows them how many times a day they are actually unlocking their phones, and also how much time they're spending on each smartphone app. There are even smartphone apps that can lock users out of addictive memberships like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter after a user specifies his or her preferred amount of time on any of those. So, mobile phone researchers, mobile phone users may be on the precipice of reducing your number of available participants, and that would be bad in a number of different ways. And more broadly, there's also possibly a decrease in the preferability of those people that you would want to include in your mobile phone research. That's your Research Business Daily Report, made possible by members of our exclusive community on the crowdfunding platform known as Patreon.com. Special thanks to all of our current patrons, which is growing quite nicely from week to week. They've joined our group because they recognize the value that RBDR brings to conversations in the industry, and the fact that we bring news, insights, and commentary that they do not find anywhere else. We also want to thank our latest patron, Research Now SSI, which came on board this week. Joining our community is not just easy, it's also something that really applies to everybody out there. You don't have to be an individual or a corporation. You could be either. You don't have to be doing a particular type of research. You also don't have to be a client or a supplier. And it doesn't matter where you are geographically in the world. None of those are relevant to you joining and becoming a patron of RBDR. The only thing that really matters is what are you getting out of watching our videos on either a regular or semi-regular basis. And if you've gotten this far into today's video, well, I think the case can easily be made that you're getting something valuable and perhaps even entertaining. So, we invite you to please visit Patreon.com/RBDR and become a patron today of what we think is a very worthwhile endeavor, and we hope you agree. Have yourself a great research day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.